Greetings, YouTube. So there is a weaponized douchebag in Tucson, Arizona. Specifically, someone going by the name of Hart, Jordan Hart. This man's name is Jordan. He is taking photos of license plates and photos of people entering and exiting Planned Parenthood in Tucson, Arizona. According to him, he is going to use that information to go to people's homes to educate them on abortion. According to Tucson PD, this is a non-issue and there is nothing they can do about it until it's essentially too late. So I'm giving the PSA to anyone in the Tucson area who goes to Planned Parenthood to keep an eye out for him. He has openly admitted his intentions to criminally harass, stalk, and intimidate people. Keep yourself safe and keep an eye out for this guy following you or photographing you and your vehicle. Now, as far as photographing someone's vehicle in public, he can pretty much do that. He can take your picture in public. If you're on the public street and you're getting in and out of your car, that's a public space, and you don't have a right to privacy in a public space. It's even gone so far into courts that if you're on a public telephone, admittedly, not something people do anymore, but people do talk on their cell phones in public, that the conversation you're having, at least the end that they could hear, is not considered a private conversation because you are in the public sphere. So this guy can actually do that bit. It's the stalking and the harassing that's the issue. Now, if for Hart to actually accomplish what he say he's going to do, he has to be able to link you and your license with your home. So if he has a picture of you and a picture of your license, unless he can link those two things through a database, he can't go to your home. So that leads to an interesting line of thought. He's either works for the organization that controls that information, which would be a misappropriation of public information and both a firing offense and a criminal act. Or he himself is a member of law enforcement, and from what we can tell from the Tucson Police Department, he is not. So either he is accessing that information illegally, which would also be illegal, or, and this is what I think is going on, this is an empty threat. He is publicly saying these things. He's willing to put his face out there as a weaponized douchebag to intimidate people and keep them from going to Planned Parenthood. Even though 97% of what Planned Parenthood does has nothing to do with abortions. People go to Planned Parenthood to pick up diapers. They get birth control. They get pap smears. Okay, they get basic health care and support for raising children. Hence the Planned Parenthood name right there. But this douchebag doesn't care about that. What he cares about is intimidating people and preventing them from accessing legal medical procedures, which they may have no interest in at all. I know many women who have been to Planned Parenthood and have never got an abortion, have never talked about an abortion. Why? Because that's their health care provider that they need because it's lower income. It costs less money. Okay? This guy is an asshole, and I believe he is attempting to intimidate people by using social media as a weapon. And he's just willing to throw himself under a bus to do it. Now, what I want to know is, where does he work? Because I want to know what company would hire him and what company would employ him, knowing he's willing to threaten and harass people in public over abortion rights. Because I want to boycott that company. I want to talk to that company and say, hey, why do you have this asshole working for you? Why does your company endorse his actions in the real world? Because your actions have a reflection on your business. And he's definitely showing the world that he's dangerous. It should come as no shock to anyone that Jordan Hart, is a white dude who feels completely and utterly safe in doing this. He's not worried about being arrested. He's not worried about being intimidated by anybody else, because the most privileged individual in the history of the human species is a white, straight, cis man. He feels completely comfortable doing what he's doing. He's weaponizing his privilege. He's using that to intimidate people and to limit women's access to health care. He is an asshole, and we need to call him out, and we need to find out where he works. And if he's going to use social media and weaponize it to ruin lives, well, that right there is a two-edged sword.